When a small owl began aggressively attacking passing cars on a busy highway, everyone thought the bird had simply gone mad. But when a police officer noticed a strange glint on its leg, she realized this was no coincidence. Where this bird led them shocked the entire local police department. On that ordinary workday, Officer Sara received a strange call that at first made her struggle to suppress a skeptical smile. The report was about a small owl blocking traffic on a busy road. It seemed simple enough: shoo away the bird and restore traffic flow. But this story turned out to be the beginning of something far more amazing and touching. Arriving at the scene, Sara witnessed an incredible sight. A tiny owl, barely visible against the massive trucks, had indeed stopped traffic in an entire lane. But what was most striking was the little bird's determination. It wasn't just standing there, but actively defending its position, making loud cries and short flights while never abandoning its chosen spot. There was something particularly insistent about its behavior, as if it was trying to communicate something. When Sara carefully approached the owl, something remarkable happened. Instead of flying away, the small bird trustingly hopped onto her hand. Up close, the officer could see it was an owl chick with ruffled feathers and large yellow eyes. But the most interesting discovery was on the bird's leg, a metal cord with something that looked like a small blue stone reflecting light. Attempts to move the owl from the road proved futile. Each time it stubbornly returned to the same spot. With help from a driver named Ray, they managed to organize a detour, giving Sara time to examine the unusual situation more carefully. That's when she noticed that the object on the owl's leg wasn't just decoration, but something more significant. Local wildlife expert Dr. Stephen Mitchell was called to help. His experience with predatory birds could help solve the mystery of this unusual creature and the secret of the object it carried. When Stephen arrived and examined the owl, he was as amazed as Sara. In all his years of work, he had never encountered such behavior from a bird. After careful examination, Dr. Mitchell determined that the mysterious object on the owl's leg was a trail marker, a special pendant used by hikers to mark their routes. This discovery led to an unexpected turn in the investigation. It turned out the pendant belonged to a missing hiker named Robert, who had recently failed to return from his trek. Now, everything made sense. The little owl hadn't just randomly appeared on the road. It was trying to get people's attention. It seemed incredible, but there were no other explanations. Sara and Dr. Mitchell decided to trust the bird's instincts and follow it into the forest, hoping it would lead them to Robert. Their unusual journey turned into a real adventure. The owl flew ahead, periodically stopping and waiting for the people like a true guide. It led them through dense forest, showing the way with short flights from branch to branch. Each cry, each wing beat seemed like a sign pointing in the right direction. Along the way, they found more evidence they were following the missing hiker's trail. Boot prints, broken branches, marks on trees. The forest seemed to tell them a story, and their little feathered guide was the key to solving it. Sara and Dr. Mitchell no longer doubted the owl's abilities. From a cute but strange creature, it had transformed in their eyes into a noble being capable of true heroism. After several hours of walking, the group came to a clearing where they found traces of a recent camp, a cold fire pit and scattered tin cans. In the tent, they found Robert's diary, which revealed the amazing story of his friendship with the owl. He wrote about the extraordinary bond that formed between them, how the bird kept him company and gave him hope in the most difficult moments. The terrain became increasingly dangerous: steep cliffs, hidden crevices, unstable ground, but they couldn't stop, knowing someone needed help out there. The owl became increasingly agitated, its cries more insistent. At one point, it suddenly flew from Sara's shoulder and darted into the forest darkness. Following it, they discovered a hidden cave entrance that would have been easy to miss if not for their winged guide's persistence. And there in the cave, they found Robert, exhausted, dehydrated, but alive. When the owl flew to him, his eyes filled with tears of joy. It was a moment of incredible unity between human and bird, a moment none of those present would ever forget. Robert told how he met the owl during his hike, how it began following him everywhere, and then, when he got into trouble, left him only to bring help. He had hoped someone would understand the sign, the pendant he gave to the bird, and his faith proved justified. The story of Robert's rescue quickly spread through the town, becoming a legend about an extraordinary friendship between human and owl. The little bird became a local hero, a symbol that the connection between the human world and nature isn't lost. We just need to be more attentive and trust our hearts. Now, Robert has fully recovered, and his family never tires of thanking all rescue operation participants, Officer Sara, Dr. Mitchell, and of course the little hero Owl. This story became a reminder that miracles happen, especially when we're ready to see the extraordinary in the ordinary and trust those we usually consider weaker than ourselves. Town residents now regard the owls seen in surrounding forests with special reverence. They know that behind those big eyes and small body might hide the soul of a true hero, and the story of the rescue owl is passed from person to person, reminding everyone of the day when a little bird performed a great feat, proving that size doesn't matter when it comes to saving a life.